SCMP actually recently released an article about how 1 in 3 Hong Kong people suffer from PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. And this was in light of the protests. So now with the coronavirus, I'm expecting that these numbers are continuing to rise. And this is a great concern for our society. It should be a great concern. Hi, welcome to Food for Life TV. This is Denise, holistic nutritionist. I wanted to talk about what the coronavirus is doing to us as a society, the fear that has really gripped our society. And so wanting to talk about fear today because with this potential epidemic of the coronavirus, we're always constantly talking about boosting our immune system, strengthening our immune system, and fear is one that can dampen our immune system. I talked about this previously in another video, but today I wanted to just unpack that all, what it's really doing to our bodies and what we can do. What is the antidote for fear? So first of all, fear is good. It's necessary. It's something that God had created in our bodies. It's a response system. It's what makes us get up and run from the tiger, or it's what makes us remind ourselves to wash our hands, to put on a mask. But what happens is when we are in that constant state of fear, this is where we find problems come up. When we are in that constant state of fear, we are actually training our bodies and sending signals to our cells to be in this state. And when we're in this constant state of fear, that means our cortisol levels are high constantly, and this will create inflammation. And apart from the inflammation, there has been studies to show that fear actually dampens our creativity. It inhibits our problem solving. And with this chaos in society, if we can't problem solve, if our brains are not working optimally to problem solve, this can also be potentially harmful. So apart from the immune system, fear is actually creating a lot of havoc on other parts of our bodies, especially our brains, and it's really training a bad habit for our bodies. We're giving information to our cells, to our bodies to react a specific way, and it's like a feedback loop where we will continually be in this cycle of fear until we break it. So if you're one of those that are desperately searching for face masks and antibacterial gels or buying up all the toilet paper and rice, these are some things that you might want to be aware that perhaps you are living in this fear. Now, again, it's really important to be vigilant. It's important to be prepared. But there are some who are just taking more than what they need. And this is creating issues for other people in society. And we want to make sure that we are sharing, that everybody is well covered, that everybody has the resources. And I believe that fear is one of the factors that is driving people to just go over and beyond what they actually need to be prepared. Well, we can't just simply say, don't be scared, don't fear, and it'll shut off. It doesn't really work like that. Fear, first of all, we need to untrain our bodies to have this constant state of fear. And really, one of the best ways that has been researched is gratitude. With gratitude, there has been studies that show that just the simple feeling of gratitude, so it's not just thinking you're grateful, you actually need to feel it. But when you're feeling this gratitude, this opens up your body to receiving things. And it actually sends a signal to your body that tells it that, good things will come to it. And this automatically will also dampen down these fear signals that we're sending out. So there was a research done on a group where they asked them to have gratitude experiences. And the reason why I say gratitude experiences is because I stress that gratitude, we need to feel it with our heart. So it's not enough to just say, oh, I'm thankful for this, but not actually feel it in our hearts. It really is a heart matter. But they studied these group of people who had these gratitude experiences 10 minutes a day, and just within 4 days, their immunoglobulins went up, and this increased their immune system by 50% just in 4 days. So when you are expressing gratitude, you are increasing your immune system. And this is exactly what we want, especially during the flu season and during this coronavirus. So I mentioned that it is about the heart. It's not just willpower. Willpower will only get us so far. Willpower will initiate us to do this, to practice this, to be self-aware, but it is about the matter of a heart, which means that it will take time and that you will need to be aware. Self-aware is very, very important, but also you'll need to be disciplined, and that you will need to put in that effort and that time to change the thinking. So Dr. Caroline Leaf, somebody that I've been following for quite some time, dispels the myth actually that it takes 21 days to form a habit. It doesn't take 21 days to form a habit, but instead what happens in the 21 days is that it cancels out, or it breaks down all of those negative thoughts. So in this case, it would be fear. So it would be breaking down that message, that constant message of fear that we've been training our bodies for. And after that, after we've broken that down, then we could take the next 42 days that she teaches, then take the next 42 days to retrain your body to react the way that you would want it to react. And in this case, it would be gratitude. And so after these 63 days, this is when you're really going on autopilot and you've successfully formed a habit. Okay, so one of the tips for how we can practice gratitude is journaling. Very simple way of just journaling your gratitude experience. There's been research to show that just by journaling your gratitude experience, this long-term effect on our brain can actually last up to 3 months. And so you can just imagine all the great benefits that you would get from journaling your gratitude experiences when you continue to practice this. Another great way is worship. And this study that I will quote is just an enlightening study for myself. I believe we're all worshipers. It just depends on what you worship. You could be worshiping your work. You could be worshiping God. For myself, that's true for myself. You could be worshiping your family. Worship is essentially the energy and focus that you put on that thing. And we all know that what we put our energy and focus on is what we will produce. So there was a study also that Dr. Caroline Lee likes to mention in her teaching, and this study compared the brain activity of nuns that read Bible verses versus monks, and they called them expert Buddhist monks who've been training in meditation for over 30 years. So they compared these nuns and the monks, and they showed that just within seconds, nuns who were reading the Bible verses, their brain activity surpassed the monks who've been practicing this meditation for over 30 years, just within seconds. This is just my personal theory, but I just believe this to be true because with worship, it's really about communication. And so worship can be in the form of journaling or reading the Bible or music. I play the keys, and when I'm having a tough day or a tough time, being at the keys to just play and worship and be with the Lord, this is really what rejuvenates me. But for some others, it could be prayer. And these are all forms of communication of gratitude towards God. And this is why I think that study was just so interesting. And yeah, just some food for thought for you guys. Lastly, I wanted to remind you guys that awareness is very important. If you're not aware of your reaction to things, and your reaction to things are really what we can control. We can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we react to it. And so being aware of this is really the first step to combating this fear and to retraining our bodies to just react in a more positive framework. So I hope this was helpful. Remember, fear suppresses our immune system. It dampens our creativity, our concentration, our problem solving, and just 10 minutes a day of gratitude can increase your immune system by over 50%. And so I can't imagine a better time, a better place to start practicing gratitude and thankfulness in all circumstances. And so I just bless you with that, and I challenge you with that. And yeah, so stay safe, and all the blessings to you. Remember to subscribe, share this video if you've liked it, leave me a comment if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.